Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be cooking red beans and rice, New Orleans style with red kidney beans. One of the first things that you want to do as you begin preparing and cooking your beans is wash the beans and remove any bad beans that may be in the batch. A bad bean is a bean that may be discolored or have maybe look like it's decayed or half of the shelling is coming off of it. So once you have removed all the bad beans, you want to leave the beans in the water to allow them to soak. Most people soak their beans from about 8 to 24 hours. It really just depends what your preference is. This will allow the beans to bust and in return cook faster. Now y'all, for my beans, I like extra meat. For this recipe, I did use smoked turkey necks, pork neck bones, as well as the smoked ham shanks. The smoked meats always add a lot of extra flavor to the beans. While your beans are soaking, you do want to go ahead and prepare and start cooking the meat. Of course, you want to make sure that all your meat is clean before you add it to the pot. The smoked meats is always something that I begin cooking first. Because they have a bone, it takes a lot longer for them to cook than anything else in the pot. Baby, we need the meat tender, like fall off the bone tender. Once you have all your meat prepared, cleaned, and in the pot, make sure you add just a little bit of water, maybe about 1/4 of the weight of the meat. As I'm adding the water to the pot, I do want to make sure that the thickest part, like the bone, is in the water. That way, whenever the water is boiling, it has direct contact. Go ahead and add the pot to the stove on about a medium heat. Once it begins to boil, add the top to allow it to simmer. Now you know it's only right that we go in with the Holy Trinity. Chop up 1 whole onion, 1 whole bell pepper, 1 stalk of celery, and about 2 garlic cloves. As you are cutting your onion, you always want to make sure that you remove that first layer. The first layer, it never cooks well. It doesn't matter what you're cooking, it never blends well in the pot. So go ahead and remove her, then begin chopping up your onion. Cut the bell pepper into strips and then turn it sideways and begin dicing it. One of my favorite seasonings to cut is celery. Celery just cuts so easy. It doesn't burn your eyes like onion. It just chops so well, almost therapeutic. Alright, so let's go ahead and check back in on our beans that are soaking. This is about 7 hours later. As you can see, the beans are beginning to bust and open up. Continue to let the beans soak a little while longer while we begin slicing the sausage. Here I have 1 pound of mild smoked double D sausage that I sliced up into thin pieces. So now that we have everything prepared, let's go ahead and get cooking. Our beans are now ready for the pot. Please keep in mind that I did begin soaking the beans early in the morning to have them ready for dinner. First thing that I do add to the pot is the beans. I need the beans to boil in the water at the bottom of the pot. Make sure whenever you do add the beans to the pot that you include the water with it as well. Add the entire container with the water that it's been soaking in to that pot. Here I am adding the beans into the water. I do want to make sure that they are entirely covered. Once the beans are all tucked into the water, go ahead and add the seasonings, the bell pepper, garlic, onion, and celery along with the sliced double D sausage. Keep in mind that some people may prefer to sear their vegetables to make them not as potent, as well as sear their sausage to get rid of some of the grease. However, I need all that flavor, all that grease in my pot. Like everything in life, it is definitely up to you and your preference on how you want your beans cooked. Once everything was added to the pot, I did bring it to a boil and simmered for about 30 minutes. As you can see, the meat is already falling off the bone. So y'all, the secret ingredient to the red beans is chicken bouillon and crab boil. Go ahead and add 2 cubes of chicken bouillon and about 1/2 teaspoon of crab oil. Our food is all cooked. Let's go ahead and plate it up because baby, I am ready to eat. Yes, these beans are just as good as they look. Y'all have to try this recipe out so y'all can really understand how good these beans are. Your family is going to love it. Your man is going to love it. The kids are going to love it. Everybody is going to be happy to eat these beans. And girl, they smell so good, you might just have your neighbor knocking at your door ready to get a plate. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know in the comments if this is something that you're planning on trying. Also, y'all have to let me know what y'all want to cook next.
J Grooves on the track.